Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Treasure Universe's Voice. So today's reading is going to be a reading on the fire signs versus each element here. So just so you know, this reading is a general mass reading, so therefore it may or may not resonate. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Also, either side may resonate with you, okay? With that being said, this is going to be the fire sign side. This is going to be the versus side. So this could be fire, earth, air, or water. And then this will be your connecting energy, okay? I already tried doing this reading. This is the third time. So we're going to see if this works. And I'm just going to keep going here. And yeah, I'm just going to cleanse the energy in the space. But my internet has cut out quite a few times. So if it does cut out this time, I will just continue on as if it was just like a normal reading to the next reading. But yeah, it's I'm having issues with the internet apparently. So third time's the charm, right? So this time we're going to just quickly, we're going to reshuffle the deck because maybe that was my sign that the reading wasn't what it was supposed to be. So let's get this done quickly and cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, in the space. Okay, Spirit Guide, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, I ask for you to join me today in this reading. This is going to be the fire signs versus the fire signs for the first portion here. So it's going to be what is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius versus their counterpart. So what is the first, like, what does the fire signs feel in this connection with their partner, please? Okay, what is the conflict with the person? Okay, what is the negatives affecting the situation? What is the positives affecting the situation? What is the neutrals affecting the situation? Okay, what are the thoughts affecting the situation? Okay, what are the feelings affecting the situation? What are the unknown in the situation? And finally, what is the advice in the situation? Okay, advice. All right. So we got your first card here. Next, we have the fire sign. So it would be the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire versus fire. So what is the fire signs that has the connection with the fire signs? How do they feel? What is their energy in this connection? Okay. Then what is the conflict? Okay. And what is the what is it called? What is the negatives affecting the situation? What are the positives affecting the situation? What is the neutral affecting the situation? What are the thoughts affecting the situation? What are the feelings affecting the situation? Okay. What is the unknown in the situation? Okay. And then what is the possible outcome, solution, advice for the situation? Okay. Let's see here. Finally, we have the connecting energy. So let's see what we have here for the connection. So connection energy, please. What is the connecting energy between the fire signs and the fire signs? What is their connecting? Okay. What is their conflict? Okay. What is their negatives affecting the situation? Okay, what is the positives? Okay, what is the neutral affecting the situation? Okay, what is the thoughts affecting the situation? What are the feelings affecting the situation? What is the unknown in the situation? Okay. And finally, what is the possible outcome for the situation? Okay. So let's get all this excitement here and let's see what we have. Okay. So, fire signs, when you're dealing with your fire signs, you seem to have the interesting concept here going on of what you are feeling. I love these cards because they're not only like a healing deck, but they kind of like give the positives and negatives of what's going on in situations. I don't know. I love this deck. It's like a mantra deck as well. So this could also be like something that you repeat to yourself. Okay. So I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. Okay. So it's funny because when I originally pulled this card in the few readings, it seemed to have flipped around a few times. So for this reading, I see that some of you are willing to see clearly, no matter the outcome. Okay. Understanding, wanting to understand your connection. They have the creativity in reverse. So they may be feeling a little bit lack of creativity in the connection. Okay. So you have new beginning, new adventure awaits, embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So this is telling me that you maybe need to start something new in your connection. Maybe you need to go out and adventures or like dates or something. Okay. What is the conflict? So the conflict we have here is you are overcoming fear in reverse. So this is you not overcoming fear. So you have some fears, fire signs in this connection, which is, valid. But you do have some fears, and it was says, I will transcend every loss, and that's in reverse. So I think for you, you need to not fear about losing the person, but you need to look at like this as kind of a mantra and like repeat to yourself that you will transcend every loss. It doesn't mean you'll lose the person, but it's kind of to help you understand that if you were to, for some reason, it's acceptance. Okay. They have crystal vision in reverse. So I see they do have a vision because it's the conflict. So I do see them having a vision, but they're not too sure if you do. Okay. You've got playfulness is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So, your conflict may be you're lacking playfulness. Maybe you're not going on enough dates or outings. You could even go for a walk, a painting class, something like that is kind of what I'm seeing for you. Okay. Next, you have what are the negatives affecting the situation, and you have the only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. Okay. So the negatives affecting the situation is this is you not seeing exactly clearly or having fears of the connection. Okay. Releasing expectations. Okay. So that is something that you are learning to do is releasing expectations, even though you may have some fears. Okay. They have here the shaman. Okay. So the negatives in the situation, there may be a little bit of a spiritual disconnect between you as well. Maybe this is like a higher type of connection, and you may be lacking a little bit of spiritual connection. Maybe on their side, that's what they're seeing. Okay. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your visions. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay. So this is another thing I'm seeing. You could have resentment. Okay. I can't show that picture very much because YouTube will probably anyways, age restrict me or something. But yeah, I'm seeing like negatively, you got to really look at your resentments. Okay. You might have past resentments that might carry over into your current connection, and that always can cause a conflict, right? So, what are the positives affecting the situation? So, you have abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. Okay. So, the positives is you are abundant in many aspects of life, and you may not be able to see it fully and clearly, but just know that you do have that. Um, on their side, they have winter. So, maybe they have some ideas for winter for you to regain that connection. It says, my beloved. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united for transcend space and time. Nothing is missing. Okay. And then that's the picture. Okay. So what I'm also seeing here is some of you, this is definitely could be a fire sign connecting with a fire sign Venus as well. I forgot to mention that. It also could play a big part with the Venus energy. Okay. However, I wanted to let you know that this I could see connection, right? Some of you may feel spiritually disconnected with your person, okay, or they may feel that, and maybe you're physically disconnected, so that might be causing a little bit of conflict in your connection. I do see on their side winter, so they may be seeing like they may have some kind of plan for winter, or maybe you guys will be together more in the winter, or something may change for the winter, okay? Months is what I'm seeing. Somebody may be moving or something as well. Um, okay, so the neutrals in the situation is rewired their nervous system, rewiring the nervous system in reverse. So this is something I see as you are trying to work on, okay? I find strength in surviving my trauma. So some of you definitely have some trauma work because it's in reverse. I see that this is something you're working on, not something you have achieved. And honestly, we all have traumas constantly throughout our lives, right? So I kind of see it as that. They have sorrow in reverse. So I do see that being as they may also have some things that they need to work on as well. Okay. Or there may have been sorrow because of some kind of past trauma that may have caused a little bit of issue in your connection. Okay. Next, we have you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay. So this is the dove. I love this because this is showing me that in the neutral aspect, there is always going to be a positive to balance out the negative, and yin and yang. You may not see it right away, but it will be there. Okay. Then we have what are your thoughts in the connection? Okay. There's thoughts. We got to flip that card around here. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. And then here. Okay. So your thoughts in the connection is receiving elation. I do like how it is upright. I am born of infinite joy. So these are your thoughts. This is a reminder for you to find the light. Okay. They have the Empress. So they kind of know that they are a boss bitch energy, excuse my language, or, boss dude, whatever it resonates. But because it's a feminine and Empress, I'm just going to say boss bitch. Every dude could be a boss bitch. Okay. So, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times that's the wrong thing. Okay. No, that's right. Are there two? Oh my goodness. Okay, so some of these are very similar. Then yeah, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Acceptance excuse me. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change what is beyond our control. Okay. So I see. I just dropped some cards here. Uh, okay. That was here, and then this one was here. Okay. Acceptance. So that is telling you that there is no point on trying to change what has happened, right? And some things that may happen may be beyond our control. There's no reason to get mad about it with the other person. And like this is complicated in a connection because sometimes something may happen to outer forces and one may blame the other or get upset with the other. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of what I got there. Your feelings, their feelings, and the neutral feelings. Okay, so your feelings is I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs and ideas. That's in reverse. So I see this as a blockage, opening my mind in reverse. I see this as a blockage. So your feelings are, you need to do this. However, it's going to take some time. Some of you have a lot of like inner healing to deal with in order for that to happen. Okay. They have ready in reverse. So their feelings are you're not really ready to make that committal energy that you are saying. So they might feel like your words aren't matching. And this says only time will tell. So yeah, I think they're giving you the benefit of a doubt here to see if you are going to go through. Okay. The unknown is these. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm going to flip the card so you can see the pictures. Okay. the unknown, you have befriending pain. So this is something that you need to do when discomfort becomes a friend. Most my limiting beliefs are healed. Okay. They have the Prince in reverse. So I do see this kind of as I for some reason I see it as a no judgment situation. They're not gonna hold you to this some kind of like, I almost see like royal standard is kind of what I'm getting for some reason. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay. So that is something that you do need to pay attention to, obviously, right? Um, Next, you have the advice, and that is the exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all. So that is kind of like refining your higher good, and like whether it's reconnecting with God or whatever you believe in. I kind of see that as an important thing here. Then they have home in reverse. So I do see them not really feeling at home right now, but this is possible if this happens, is kind of what I'm seeing. Okay. Like you finding something in yourself will help them find home again in you, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, Next, you have criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Now, obviously, there are boundaries that need to be set in certain circumstances, right? Like if somebody's got addictions or something very toxic trade-ish, of course, you need to set boundaries as I would expect your person to. So that is just something I do want to say. Like, I kind of disagree with this just because if you say you're going to change something about you, change something. It doesn't mean they never loved you through it, right? They could have easily loved you through it, but maybe it's just too taxing. And if you're going to choose, example, like your addiction over the person that you keep telling you love, and oh, I'm going to change. And let's say you weren't in an active addiction and then fell back into it. That person for sure has 100% a right to set those boundaries with you. And like, that's why I kind of disagree with that, because that's circumstantial, kind of like all the cards technically are. Okay. So next we have the earth signs. So we're going to go with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius versus the earth signs, and that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So this side is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. How does the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius feel in the connection with their earth sign counterpart, please? How does Aries, Leo, Sagittarius feel in the connection? What is their energy in this connection with their counterpart, please? Okay. What is the conflict in this connection, please? Okay. What is the negatives affecting the situation? What are the positives affecting the situation? Okay. What is the neutrals affecting the situation? What are the thoughts affecting? Like, how are you feeling? What are your thoughts in the situation? What is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius thoughts in the situation? What is this fire sign energy thoughts in the situation with their earth sign counterparts? Okay. What are the feelings in the situation? Okay. I have this card. Okay. What is the unknown in the situation? Okay. And then what is the advice in the situation? Okay. I heard purple card, so I'm just going to take the purple card. I didn't say what purple card, but they said purple, so I was doing that. Okay, so that was energy, conflict, negatives, positives, neutrals, thoughts, feelings, unknown, and advice. Okay. Next, we have what is the earth sign? So that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What is their energy in this connection with the fire signs, please? What are the earth signs' energy with the fire signs, please? I do see a little bit of complications. Okay. What is the conflict in the situation here? Okay. What is the negatives affecting the situation? I heard grounding. Okay. What are the positives affecting the situation? Okay, they said pull from the middle. I don't know why, but I got a middle deck pull right here. Okay. Um, Sorry, that was energy, conflict, negatives, positives. Okay, what is the neutrals affecting the situation? Okay, what are the thoughts that the earth signs have in the situation? Okay, what are their feelings in the situation? Okay, top card. All right, what is the unknown in the situation? Okay, and what is the possible advice in the situation? Okay, next we have the connecting energy. So what's the connecting energy here? What is the connecting energy here for the energy between the fire signs and the earth signs, please? What is the connecting energy, please, between the fire signs and the earth signs, please? Okay. I'm going to normally wouldn't take that, but I'm being guided to take that, okay? What is the conflict in the situation? What is the positives affecting the situation? What is the negatives affecting the situation? What is the, sorry, that was backwards. Conflict. Okay, sorry. That was conflict. What is the negatives affecting the situation? What is the positives affecting the situation? What is the neutrals affecting the situation? Okay. What is the thoughts in the situation that are connecting? What are the feelings? Okay. And what is the unknown in the situation? Okay. And what is the advice? Advice. Okay. All right. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if you're dealing with an earth sign, you have the light is always within me in reverse. So some of you are definitely not seeing the light in a situation, anchoring the light. Some of you are unbalanced. Some of you are pessimistic, and some of you are leaning into darker energies. Okay, not all of you, but some of you. Some of you, they have brother, okay, in their energy. So this can mean a few things. They could feel like you're treating them like a sibling rather than a partner. They could also have somebody in their family that's not too fond of you right now. Please remember this could also relate to your Venus signs, okay? So this could, if you're a fire sign with a Venus sign dealing with another fire sign in Venus, this could also relate to you. I know that was really confusing, but like, yeah, anyways, moving on. So there's some kind of like tension there with them, okay? It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to get to yourself. So this is kind of like an energy reset. This is you needing to figure out what it is you really want in this connection, if anything, so that you no longer string them along. I mean, this feels like a friends with benefits kind of situation, and they don't know where you stand, okay? Next is the conflict, and you have unraveling codependency, okay? So I see you a little codependent. And that is only I have to feel good about my choices. Okay. So this is you needing to understand that your choices are your choices to make. Okay. Yes, there are going to be choices in a connection that obviously you would make together. However, there are many choices that you need to learn to take on your own and not rely on another person to be your guiding light and have you figure it out for you. Okay. They have rest in reverse. So they are feeling restless, is what I'm getting. And then you have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities of you admire is one another, are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay. So do what you may with that where it sits. Okay. Next, you have the negatives affecting the situation. Okay. Negatives affecting the situation. negatives affecting the situation. So you have my choices determine how I brightly shine. So you may have not been making the greatest choices. They have Prince in reverse. So I feel no judgment here, okay? Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay, so I see this as you may have created some choices. Obviously, there's going to need to be healing of that resentment that the other person may have towards you. Okay, that may take some time. I can't flip that card over, but I think you may have quickly saw it. Okay. Next, you have the positives affecting the situation, and that is soothing and patience. Okay. So you have, there is nothing but to do but wait. So this is you understanding that stuff is going to take time for movement and motion. Okay. They have ready. So they are ready for whatever steps needs to be taken to heal this connection, or walk away, whatever you want. Okay. The connecting energy here is my beloved. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we're always united. For the love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Okay. So that's for that. The neutrals in the situation is celebrating simplicity on your end. Okay. And then they have loss in reverse. So they don't feel at loss necessarily. Okay. You have, I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and to maintain. Okay. So you have that in reverse. So you may have a lot to manage right now and to maintain, and you understand that, but at some point you may hit that point. Okay. They, like I said, they have loss in reverse. So I think that either way they're going to accept whether it's a loss or a win. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Okay. Next we have the thoughts. Sorry. Thoughts. I haven't done a reading like this in a while with the thoughts and that included. So embracing worthiness. Okay. So I feel worthiness feeling every cell of my body and it feels amazing. Okay. So you have that in reverse. So this is something you don't feel worthy right now is what I'm getting for you, fire signs. And they have incantation in reverse. So they may be thinking that they're lacking some kind of manifestation ability or something. Okay. Trust. Transform occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So there needs to be trust in this connection. Okay. Feelings. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Okay. They have blocked in reverse. And then you have wait, don't rush into allow nature to take its course. Okay. So feelings, discovering happiness. This is something like you are rediscovering happiness. They don't feel blocked. Okay. Their feelings are not blocked. They are open. And then obviously this is let nature take its course. Stuff happens with time. Okay. Next we have the unknown. So fire signs, you have cultivating courage unknown. Okay. You have the in any moment, I always know exactly what to do. So that's in reverse. So that is saying that is something you don't know what to do. Even though you may think you knew, you don't always know. And that's where that codependency kind of energy happens. Okay. Where you may lean on somebody too much. Speaking truth. So the unknown is they may be speaking some kind of truth to you that revelates to that may kind of hurt at first, but it is something to help you grow. Really. They're not trying to be mean about it. They're just trying to help you grow. Okay. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship for it's truly sacred. So whether it's a friend situation or ends up being friends or lovers, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Your union is sacred with this person. Okay. And finally, your advice is my intuition flows whether I am still hearing inner guidance. So this is you needing to listen to within for a lot of stuff and kind of look into within, meditate, find solace in quietness, right? Princess is what they have, which is funny because they have prince and princess, but the prince is in reverse. So another thing I'm seeing here for the advice is if they really want this connection to go further, they have to wait. It's like someday my prince will come is kind of what I'm hearing in my head, but I'm hearing it as they're kind of waiting for you to work on whatever it is that you need to work on. It doesn't mean that they don't have stuff to work on and they acknowledge that, but they're kind of waiting for you to catch up to them. It's kind of like they're a cloud up and you're a cloud down kind of situation. And that's nothing negative, but if that's the case, they are just waiting to see where you're going with this. Transformation, your relationship with another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Okay, so that's kind of what I got for you guys. All right, next we have the air signs. So fire signs, if you are dealing with an air sign, so if you are an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this could very much be for you. Okay, so let's get into this part. This is going to be interesting. So what do we have for the fire signs and their connection with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What are the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius fire signs with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy? What is their energy in this connection with the air signs? What is the fire signs energy with air signs, please? What are the fire signs energy with air signs, please? What are the fire signs energy? So love connection. What do they feel in this love connection? What is their energy, please? Okay. What is their conflict? What are they having the conflict right now for the fire signs? What is the negatives affecting the situation? A little bit of negativity there. Okay. What is the positives affecting the situation? What is the neutrals affecting the situation? Okay. What is the thoughts you're having in this situation? What are the feelings that you may be having in the situation? What is the unknown in the situation here? I heard green. I normally don't do that, but I heard green. And then what is the possible solution here? What is the possible solution here, please? Okay. All right. On their side, they have, what is the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What are the air signs energy feel in this connection with the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, please? What is the air signs energy in this love connection? What is the air signs energy in this love connection? What is the air signs energy in this love connection? I'm hearing, oh my goodness, I don't know how to explain it. You know that sound? It's like, duh. I'm hearing that kind of sound when I was honing in on the energy. So some of you may be feeling at a standstill or like a foghorn almost, but it's not really that. It's like kind of also the buzzing of certain electronics, if you know what I mean. Like not necessarily a TV buzz. It was more like a deep freeze buzz, which is kind of weird, but that's kind of what I got. Okay, so what is the conflict for you? Okay, air signs. What is the negatives affecting the situation? What are the positives affecting the situation? Okay, I heard middle. Okay, you want a middle card? Positives affecting the situation. Positives affecting the situation. Positives affecting the situation. Right here. Okay. Okay. What is the neutrals affecting the situation, please? Okay. What is the, I heard top card. Okay. Sorry. Energy, conflict, negatives, positives, neutrals, thoughts. So what is the thoughts, please? Top card. Okay. What is the feelings in the situation? Okay. And then what is the unknown in the situation? And then what is the advice in the situation? Okay. Next we have, I just want to make sure here. Okay, that's energy, conflict, negative, positive, neutral, thoughts, feelings, unknown, advice. Okay, just checking. All right, we have that to flip over. All right, so What is the connecting energy here for the fire signs with the air signs? What is the connecting energy here for the fire signs and the air signs, please? What is the connecting energy here between the fire signs and the air signs? Okay. What is the conflict here between the fire signs and the air signs connection? Okay. What is the negatives affecting the situation? Okay. What are the positives in the situation? All right. What is the neutral in the situation? I just about dropped all the cards. Okay. What is the neutral in the situation? Okay. What is the thoughts in the situation? What are the feelings in the situation? Okay. What are the feelings in the situation? Feelings in the situation. Okay. What is the unknown in the situation? And what is the advice in the situation? Okay, so first we have here is the energy. So you have inspiring others in reverse, and that is I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. Okay, so that's in reverse. So some of you may not be very helpful in this connection when it is to inspire them. You may not necessarily be inspiring them. You may be deterring them. Some of you, not all of you, but maybe not always. Okay, you may be trying to uplift them, but also may not be realizing that some things that you're saying may actually make them feel less than. Okay, like they aren't good enough on their own for certain things. Okay, maybe certain suggestions or something may not be hitting right with them. Okay, community in reverse, so they may be feeling a little bit of lack of actual community with you. Okay, you have passion is the amenic and seductive qualities surrounds you at the present. Enjoy it. Okay, so you do have a lovely connection. What is the conflict? Okay, conflict. Okay, so the conflict for you is unhooking the past. Okay, there is nothing to regret when I learned from my past. So that's in reverse. So there are some things that you need to learn from your past to kind of better yourself for this connection. Okay, they have fortune. So really, they're more stressed about money than they are about you. Imagine all the unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Okay, so that is something that is a lovely kind of thing. This is something you need to do. This is something there. And then this is all like when you're together, finding that togetherness. Okay, and opportunities, whether that is like starting something together or just going for a walk or something. Like there's always something to reconnect you, even if you're feeling a disconnect. Okay, you may be healing, maybe working on money, there might be a little bit of disconnect sometimes, but that is just something to kind of take note of. Okay, what are the negatives affecting the situation here? The negatives. Okay, the negatives affecting the situation are there is nothing to do but wait in reverse. Okay, soothing and patience. So you are impatient. You want shit to go, 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 go. And that's something they got love in reverse. Okay, so there may be a little bit of lack of like loving feeling in the connection right now. Okay, playfulness, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. Okay, so you may not really be close to each other. I'm sensing long distance in this sense, so that might be the lack of playfulness, maybe misunderstandings with that. Okay, what are the positives affecting the situation? Okay, you have my choices determined how brightly I shine. So that's in reverse. So this is something that you're learning. Okay. Positive choices, positive outcomes, negative choices, negative outcomes, neutral, neutral, right? Expressing free will. So this is something that you are lacking on. But I think the positive is you are holding your tongue when you need to, because some of you may have the free will to be an asshole, to put it blankly, and some of you may be holding your tongue on that because you know that's not how you're going to do further in this connection. You're going to regress instead of progress. Okay, reflection. So they are reflecting on some stuff. And then you have secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. So this is a connection that obviously has the opportunity to go higher. Okay. The neutrals is uncovering confidence on your side. Okay. And that is going to be something here. Okay. Uncovering confidence. I did have the cards fall, but I'm pretty sure I got them for the most part in the right order. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. And if they're not, well, maybe the message was meant to change. Anyways, uncovering confidence. Okay, so this is, I am missing the piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Okay, so that is you understanding that there is something more that you are suited for this world, and you are just one piece of the puzzle. Okay, they have. Don't know what's going on here. They have star in reverse. So they may not be quite where they want to be with something. Okay. This is really interesting. Sorry, I just got to take a quick look here because I feel like I got an extra card here. So energy, conflict, negative, positive, neutral. Okay. Energy, conflict, negative, positive, neutral. Okay. Energy, conflict, negative, positive, neutral. Acceptance is the key to inner peace at times. We must accept things as they are. There's no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, so with this, I see them understanding that they may not be where exactly they want to be, but they will have the opportunity to get there. You need to understand you are the missing piece of the universe. Okay. This is so weird. How did I end up with so many cards on this side? Okay. Thoughts. You have, it is safe to be in my body. Okay, in reverse. So you may have a little bit of issues sometimes with your body image, but also with yourself. Okay. Here we have on their end gratitude. So gratitude, they may be having gratitude as their thoughts, and only time will tell. Okay, so changes, I see changes happening, and both of you are aware that there is going to be changes. Okay. Feelings, you have balancing is key to a life of infinite miracles. Okay. They have teacher, so they may be able to teach you some stuff and help you heal with some stuff if you actually ask them, but don't rely on them. Okay. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay. So if you're asking for help for something, right, and they're going to help you, then you may have to actually listen to them, because you may not like it, but sometimes they may be a better teacher than you acknowledge. Okay. The unknown in the situation is awakening inspired action in reverse. So there is only what life is asking of me. So life really isn't asking much of you, but to work on whatever it is you need to work on. Okay. In reverse, you're definitely a little bit not there yet. You'll get there, but you're not there. Okay. The unknown for them is gather in reverse. So there might be more information, or they have all the information that they need to work on what it is they want to work on, and they're kind of holding themselves back. Okay. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay. So blessings after the storm. Finally, your possible outcome is encountering conflict in reverse. So I do see that as a positive. I do see this going in a good direction. I don't choose sides. I take a stand. Okay, so that's in reverse. So you are going to understand that there's a difference between taking a stand, and your side, their side, and the truth. Okay, there is going to be a difference between standing up for what you believe in and your boundaries, and then being an asshole is also another thing. Okay, they have retreat, so they may need to retreat and heal and look within on a few things as well. Okay. And then a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Okay. So obviously the outcome is a possibility to be positive, right? I'm just showing you the pictures because I totally forgot to do that. All right. But that's the I love you card. So angel in the dark kind of situation. All right. Next, we have the water signs. Okay. Water signs. What do we have for the water signs dealing with fire signs here? Okay. Water signs. Excuse me. Dealing with fire signs. Okay. So fire, earth, air, water. Right. Fire signs. What do we have for the fire signs dealing with the water signs in a love connection? What is the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy in this connection with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces? I feel like a cold wave rushing over me, almost like putting out a flame. Okay, I do feel a cold wave. So they may be feeling a little bit cold in a situation, or your person is, but what is the fire signs energy and the connection with the water signs, please? What is their energy? This is supposed to be their energy, please, with the water signs. There we go. Warm the deck. Okay. Their energy. What is the fire signs energy in a connection with the water signs, please? What is their energy? Okay. What is the conflict, please? Okay. What is the negatives affecting the situation? What is the positives affecting the situation? What is the neutrals affecting the situation? I got a middle of the deck. Okay. All right. What is the thoughts that they're thinking? What are the feelings that they may be having here? What is the unknown to the fire signs in this connection? And what is the possible outcome in this connection? Just want to make sure I did that right. Okay. Energy, conflict, negatives, positives, neutrals, thoughts, feelings, unknown, advice. Okay. Cool. Moving on. Water signs. Water signs energy, please. What is the water signs energy, please? We need the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy in a relationship or whatever in this love connection with the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We need the water signs energy, please. What is the water signs energy in this connection, please? What is the water signs energy, please? What is the water signs energy, please? What is the water signs energy? Can we please get the water signs energy? Water signs energy. Water signs energy. Okay. What is the water signs energy? Okay. What is the conflict in the connection? All right. What is the negatives in the connection? What are the positives in the connection? I got a jumper. I normally don't take them, but that's interesting. What is the neutrals? Okay. What is the thoughts for the water signs, please? What are the water signs feeling? That's interesting. Okay. What is the unknown in the connection? I have a message for somebody if they watch this. And what is the advice? That one just showed up as a message. I got a flash to something. So I will get there when I get there. That was really interesting. That hasn't happened in a really long time. Okay. What is the connecting energy? Okay. We need the connecting energy for the fire signs and the water signs, please. What is the connecting energy for the fire signs and the water signs, please? what is the connecting energy for the fire signs and the water signs in this love connection? Okay. What is the conflict in the love connection? Okay. What is the the negatives in this connection? Okay. What is the positives in this connection? Okay. What is the neutrals in this connection? Okay. What is the thoughts in the connection? Okay. What is the feelings in the connection? What is the unknown in the connection? What is the advice for the connection? Okay. That's interesting. All right. So starting with the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Like I said, this could also relate in the Venus, but I'm just, energy. My heart will love again in reverse. Healing heartbreak in reverse. Okay, so I'm gonna get this for the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Their heart will not love again after this person. So this feels like a very committed relationship. Okay. The water signs have strength in reverse. So they may be lacking a little bit of strength, and it may not necessarily be in the connection, but overall right now they may need the strength from the fire sign. Okay. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So there might be a little bit of clash of the titans kind of situation here, energy wise. All right. So that is something to acknowledge. Overcoming fear is fire signs, your conflict. So this is the conflict here. The overcoming fear. I will transcend every loss. So needing to understand to grow from situations, right? Negative, positive, whatever. We have to transcend and learn and grow. So everything that you may feel like as a loss is something you have to learn from, right? Finder of lost things. I'm sorry. I know a water sign that is literally the finder of lost things, and that might be their conflict, because they might be the finder of lost things, but they might not be able to find their own things. There's something. Oh my goodness, I just saw a flash of taxes for someone. Okay. There's something in one of the years that is not adding up, is what I'm seeing, or may not have been, and it's so minuscule, and it's so like it's a line. I'm seeing a line missing or something. Like there's something there that doesn't add up. I can't quite tell, but it makes me laugh because it's like I it's they're showing me. Hold on, I'm trying to see. They're trying to show me. Okay, a document. I think it's about halfway down. There might be like something that somebody's missing. Okay. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to it. And I heard the number 345 or something. So if that makes sense, that's either the third, fourth, or fifth page of something important, or that is 8 plus 5 is 13. A 13th page, or it could just verify 4, something about the number 4. Okay. You may not always, and I also said there's another like fourth quarter, so like put your page into 4, and there also could be something in the fourth quarter of your page. Anyways, you may not my god, so sorry about that. Anyways, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to advancing your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay, so through the conflict, there will be something positive that happens, right? Okay, so what are the negatives affecting the situation here? Okay, the negatives affecting the situation for you fire signs, you have inspiring others in reverse. Okay, I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. So you are not doing that right now, fire signs. You may be causing a little bit more conflict than you need to be. This is something that's shown up apparently more than once. So fire signs, you need to like understand that sometimes people just need to be let God and let go kind of situation. This won't resonate for everyone because there are many of you that do understand other people's gifts and that, right? But that's just something I'm just stating. That's what's showing up for some of you, not all of you, okay? The water signs have speed in reverse, okay? So they can't do something quickly. They have to take their time to do it. And that may be a negative on their part. Okay. And they may feel like they are adding to the burden of a situation in the connection. Okay. But they're not, but that's how they may feel. Okay. That's, or they may negatively perceive. Okay. Playfulness, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. Okay. So that is a reminder to you to sometimes take a break when you can and reconnect with each other. Watch a movie or something. Okay. Go for a walk, something. Okay. The positives affecting the situation. Okay. We have honoring adversity on your side, a fire sign. So a fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. Okay. So I do see ways to have reconnection in this connection, if that makes any sense to you. Okay. They have speaking truth, so they may need to speak some truths about some stuff. Okay. And then passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Okay. So there you go. What was that? Okay. So energy, conflict, negative, positive, neutrals. Okay. Neutrals, neutrals. So neutrally, you have the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. In reverse, allowing appreciation in reverse. So this is saying that you need to appreciate even the smallest things more in life. Okay. They have Raven in reverse. So what I'm seeing for them is, like ravens are a very like spiritual kind of bird. I do see some water signs may need to reconnect with that kind of like spiritual energy, okay, to help them. Imagine all thing unwanted. Imagine all one English, please. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Okay, so that's kind of, negativity into positivity, transforming that is kind of what I'm getting here. Okay. Your thoughts, demystifying the darkness. Okay. So demystifying the darkness, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be. Okay. So understanding that, kind of just learning to understand your shadow side, your light side, right? And but also when your partner's feeling kind of down, where you need to stand with that. Okay. So they have brother in reverse. Okay. And this isn't gonna resonate with everybody, but I gotta put it there, brother in reverse. So somebody may be missing their brother. And I got a flash of a message for somebody, and I know technically who this is for. So I'm going to say it, but then there might be more to this. So somebody may be missing their brother because their brother gave them a lot of support and aspects. Okay. And with them missing their brother, they may feel very stressed out about some situations around them. Okay. What I'm seeing here is your brother is there trying to show you something and be a guiding light. And they're trying to show not just you, but your partner as well. So that's kind of where the shadow kind of thing is coming into play. I see like in a dream or something that he's trying to talk to not just one of you, but both of you. Okay. Because he sees I almost see like a dispersity in the connection between you. And he wants to know that he supports you and he's still there, even though you're not physically there, he's still there for you and he does see everything you're doing. And he just is trying to be a guiding light, but you may be a little bit hyper fixated water signs on other stuff to quite see things clearly. Yes, you may have had dreams and that are messages, but there is more to it that you are missing. And part of that I'm seeing is a reconnecting with your partner, because there is a disconnect, and it's actually creating more conflict energy in your household is kind of what I'm seeing. Okay. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Okay. Another thing is, you have waited on time for something. Obviously, like some of you, let's say you're taking in a family member, okay, that has disabilities or something. It is saying that with that there is going to be a waiting time. However, with that there is a healing time that you can also work on with your partner within the waiting time. I don't know how to explain that. It's kind of weird. So it's like, go for walks, go for a coffee, have some time out together, even if it's just the smallest, an hour time together, half an hour or something like that a day, will help reconnect. Okay. And that is something I'm getting a message here from this brother type person, is you need to reconnect right now, even though you might be in this really complicated situation. You still need to reconnect, because your disconnect is actually causing more health problems and issues. I feel my heart hurts. So I see like their heart hurts, and they know your hearts are hurting. Okay. So I'm going to cry because I know who that's for. But anyways, if anybody else relates to that, this message could also be for you, a past member telling you to reconnect with your loved ones and kind of situation. Okay. Anyways, let's go into your feelings. Okay. So your feelings is balancing the brain. Okay, fire signs, and that is I can be and do all at once. So some of you may be getting older, and some of you may need to do more like puzzly kind of things to really get that brain working. The more you don't utilize your brain, the more you are at risk for things like, like dementia and Alzheimer's and all that kind of stuff. So there are like games that you can play to really work your brain. And I do see even some of you may need like a family games night or something, puzzle night, something, so that you can really work on that, not just by yourself, but as a family. I mean, there's app games and that you can play too, or you could get a crossword or whatever. But I do see puzzles, or even like board games or something being something that you could try. Okay. Next, we have for the water signs journey in reverse. So I don't really see you taking a journey anytime soon, or you're pausing a journey on something that it is that you really wanted to work on, but you have to pause right now because you are dealing with other stuff. And emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So there may be a little bit of resentment in this connection with each other about certain issues or situations that may have happened. Maybe even like somebody's not quite mentally clear on something, or health issues may be causing some complications. Okay, so I do see there's a little bit of resentment, and there is going to have to be some individual healing as well as healing together. Okay, finally, you have for unknown, only I have to feel good about my choices. Okay, so this is what it's saying is for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you need to not have to depend on your person too much about making choices. Okay. If it's a simple choice, like what do you want for dinner, you don't really need to ask unless like you're genuinely curious. Okay. There are many times that you don't even need to put that thought into the other person's head, because all you're doing is adding onto it, or you could be adding onto it. All right. Not to be like negative, but if they're really busy and you're like, hey, what do you want for dinner? That's something like you could easily just solve and give to them. Now, obviously there's some times where maybe they do want something different, right? If you're in charge of dinner and they want something different, maybe they should speak up on that, right? Or if they want to create dinner, then that's their choice. But sometimes it's not always necessary for you to ask, like simple, mundane task stuff. You know the answer. You can do it yourself, okay? They have leader in reverse. So they may be feeling a little bit lack of leadership, or they don't want to lead right now. Maybe there's things in the house that they don't want to be the leader. They want their partner to lead on so that they have less stress. Okay. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting go. Obviously, if this is a connection, this is kind of just telling you to deepen your connection more. Okay. And finally, you have the advice: awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. So that's for fire signs, right? That is what I'm getting for this is actions and reactions, but there's only what life is asking of me. I see that as what are you asking for yourself for life? And I also see what is your partner asking of you that's so mundane and simple that you do not need to ask them for like reinforcement on that. Like taking out the garbage, doing simple house tasks, right? I heard like changing a diaper, feeding, making a meal, mundane tasks like that, feeding the cats, doing the litter, whatever. Obviously, maybe you might want to communicate, but sometimes you just don't need to, right? If that makes sense. Okay. Next, you have for the water signs, you have wildness. I see some of you water signs needing to get out more, go outside more, get away from situations. Sometimes take your partner, sometimes take a family member, sometimes take a friend. I see this as a needing to go out and enjoy stuff. I know you have a lot to do, but this is telling you sometimes you do need to take a pause. And the more that other people step up, the more you'll be able to have this kind of like out in the wild adventure kind of situation. Okay. It's like the wild, it's like people of Walmart in the wild or something. Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Okay. Finally, you have it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Okay. So this works always. Water signs, you do need to take a break. Maybe a little bit in the connection. Fire signs, you need to take a little bit of break, and the connection doesn't mean that you can't have stuff to work on. Obviously here there's a lot to work on, but I'm just saying that there is times where you need to take a break from the other person, and that's perfectly acceptable. Sometimes you need to take a break from everybody in life, right? And that's perfectly acceptable. So that's all I have for you. Hope this resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you so, so much. And have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.